Hello everybody and welcome back to Balake Farms, Calmsden. So, just doing a bit of grass care in May. Not much else to do. We are spraying the fields of all the weeds. Well, I've got a worker doing that, but I am helping do a bit of grass care. We need to get the grass in, need to get it, well, I say grass. We're going to turn it into hay, need to get it in for the cows. I don't think sheep need too much at the moment, so we're not too worried about them at the moment. But what my plan is, we'll get some hay done, we'll get some baling done, and then what I want to do is I want to spread some slurry on this field and some manure on this field. We've got quite a bit at the moment, and it won't hurt. It'll help the grass grow big and strong. Once we've done that, we will check to make sure everything else is done. I don't think there's an overall lot to do at this time of year. We're kind of waiting now until the harvest. Now, we do know that the barley, or the wheat, I can't remember. Let's have a check. Where are we down here? So I think it's wheat we've got in. Yeah, so the wheat will be ready. Let's have a look. When's the wheat going to be ready? Possibly July, so it's not too long away, and we'll be getting that done virtually straight away, and then we can get that across to our chickens. I did go kill the trailer up as well and take another load of wheat down there, so they're pretty well topped up at the moment. They're not eating too much. So the spinnery still hasn't made a bit of fabric yet, so once it makes its first bit of fabric, William was selling the production. It's a bit too slow, really. I was rather hoping it was going to chuck at least one pallet out a month. So far, what's it been? 4 or 5 months, and we still haven't got a pallet, so I don't think it's worth it. We might have to just save up and get a big spinnery and just do it properly instead of doing that little one. It'd have been nice if the little one worked, but it's far too slow for what we need. We're getting more wool than what we can feed into the thing, and to be fair, it's chopping through a lot of wool to do not a lot. So yeah, I'll have a look into that a bit later on. It's still only 852 litres on that first bit of fabric, so still quite a ways away yet. So that's the plan for today's episode, really. Try and get all these bits done. If the harvest comes up, we'll get some harvesting done. But we do need to concentrate on this grass for the time being. I know we've done it lots before, but the animals need feeding. We might even expand the animals a bit more. I'm not sure yet. They're quite full on. We ain't got a lot of grass fields or stuff to feed them, so we'll keep an eye out. And we might put some more cows in, or we might build another chicken coop, or we might go down those lines. I haven't quite decided yet, but either way, we'll get this turned over, we'll get it rowed up, and then we'll get it baled, and we'll get it fed to the cows, because the cows do need some more food. But we've got 91,000 litres of slurry, and not sure on manure, because it's still reading wrong since we've had to fix the manure pit. Still reckons there's 83,000 litres, but I reckon there's more like 30. But we'll get a load spread on this field here. It will help it grow, and then once we get an empty field again, we'll go spread them and bring it all up and use some of this slurry and manure. Also would quite like a dairy, so we can turn the milk into something a bit more valuable, should we say. I mean, the milk's valuable, not too bad really, but if we can turn it into cheese or chocolate or something like that, it just take it over the edge really, and it would mean we can get top money. But there we have it. We are hopefully all turned over, so we'll get this folded up. I'll head this back to the yard. I'll just leave the International over here for now. I brought it over because I've got Fiat on that, and I just thought, I'll just jump in this. We don't use it too much. It's more of a header transporting trailer. So we'll just park this here just in case we want to use it. think that'll be... Oh, yeah. Chickens need some more food, so let's get them topped up. Yeah, I didn't think they needed a lot. Still got that David Brown doing the work down there. Renault can fold his mower up. We don't need that one on. But yeah, that's the big field now all sprayed up. So we're going to run the David Brown, which desperately needs a service. So we might just quickly take it to the service station in the yard. I did put some bigger sprayers on. So there's a nice... This is, I think, a 15 metre, and we can get up to a 21 metre, or this is a 10 metre. We get a 21 metre pull behind. But if we do that, this tractor will not be able to pull it, because I think it weighs 2.3 tonne. So we would have to sacrifice another tractor. By sacrifice, I mean we'll have to put it on narrow tyres so we're not destroying crops and stuff. But then I don't know what this David Brown would do on the farm, and I'd be reluctant to sell it. But yeah, let's take this for a quick service, and then we'll get it doing the other big field we've got down the far end. I think it's field 33. And then we can get it doing the peas as well, ready for the pea harvest. So where's our... And then I think there's a bit more work on the sunflower. So the sprayer needs repairing, 126 quid, and the David Brown needs 906 quid. How's the tyres on it? Ah, there's still plenty on there. That's her fully serviced, so she should be absolutely brilliant now to work with. So we'll get this run down to field 33, which is the other end of the farm, down here. And then he can spray that field off, and we will start rowing up the field, the grass field, ready for baling. And then once we've got it baled, we'll get it fed to the cows, and then we'll probably move on, unless any other jobs come up. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of weeds in the peas as well, so we do need to spray the peas off as well when we get 5 minutes. I should have cultivated down that middle line there really, and you know, made it all one big field. It would have probably been better in the fact that we didn't lose a bit of the field. But I don't know if I will split it again and do parsnips, or I kind of like the idea of getting a bit of a tinning factory so I could make some tinned vegetables and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a lot of money, factories are, and we need somewhere to put them. So we'll have to keep an eye out, and if we do get the money, we will get it done. But here we are, field 33. So this has got our corn in it, as you can see. Got small weeds at the moment, but the pH and the nitrogen is absolutely perfect. So we'll get these weeds sprayed off, and that'll be hopefully top yield for that field. Right, so let's jump back in the old Renault, and we'll take this to the yard now, get the grass cutter off, and then we'll put the windrower on. We'll get the field windrowed, and then we'll get it baling. So I'll put it on a time lapse, and I'll see you guys shortly. Right, so we've got 3 more bales. So we'll get these moved straight into the cow pasture, get them fed, and then we're going to start tipping some slurry on this grass field. So hopefully we can get 2 bales on the old tines. And then from there, well, I say hopefully we'll get 2 on, but we've already messed that up. But yeah, well, hopefully we can pick 2 up. We'll take 2 at a time. We'll get these in the cow enclosure. There we go. 18,000 litres. So we'll get these straight over to the cows, get them fed. I don't think the sheep will need any food for quite a while, but we'll just jump over there in a second and have a quick nosy. They've got a bale as well, the cows have. So let's get that. Oh, there we go. It's filling up the troughs. Let's have a jump into the David Brown. So, what's it like over here? A couple more pallets of eggs. We might get these sold soon because we're getting quite a few. What have we got down here? We've got a pallet on each because they're both identical. So, yeah, it's 2 more pallets down there and a load of pallets at the top. They've still got plenty of bales. And as you can see, this is still not made one. It's 860 litres on the fabric, but it is very slow. So, yeah. We can chuck all 3 of those bales straight at the cows because we do not need them down at the sheep for the time being. And then we're going to set to with the Fiat and we'll spread some slurry and then we'll spread some manure on top of it. Hopefully get the nitrogen bob on for this field, and then that would mean next time we'll get more than 3 bales. Hopefully we might get 6, so we can stockpile for winter and then we won't have to cut the grass as much, but it doesn't take too long. It's not an overly big field. Right, let's get that chucked in there. Pull forward into here. And there we go. So slurry's full up. 20,000 litres already in the chamber. Oh, she's a bit muddy around the slurry pit. And let's... Oh, we're stuck apparently. Yeah, it's a bit muddy down here, so we'll have to give it a run up. He says. What's it stuck on? Don't know what it was stuck on. Right, let's spread some slurry. And hopefully this will really help the yield next time. And then, like I say, once we've done this, we'll spread some manure on top of it, and then it should be well and truly set for the next harvest of the grass. And then we'll leave it a few extra months so it grows big and tall, and then so second cut will be nice tall thick grass, hopefully. Right, I'll get set to and I'll get spreading some poo. Right, that's the field all spread with poo. So it looks like the nitrogen is probably well over. But yeah, no, that's good. So we've used a bit of the muck now, and we've got it spread. So just going to move the David Brown to the next field, and then I'm going to grab the other Renault, because the other Renault has got the lime spreader on. I'm going to spread the grass field with lime, and then we should be able to move on. But as you can see, the corn is looking really good, and now all the weeds are sprayed off it. So yeah, let's go get the peas weeds sprayed off. Once that's done, we can then, well, we're going to move on anyway, so the worker will probably just work in the background, but at least the peas will be done. They are more than likely going to be one of the first to be harvested. I'm sure peas are not too late in the year. They're quite quick turnaround, to be honest, so they're nice, and we'll be selling them direct, unless we can afford a tinning, well, I think it's preservative food factory, where we can turn the peas into tinned peas or pea soup or whatever else you can do with peas. Frozen peas, that sort of thing. But yeah, if we can save up enough money, we'll probably sell the eggs next month, and we'll probably take a load of the wool, because like I say, that fabric factory is taking its sweet time, and it's chewing through quite a lot of wool. So I don't know if that's normal, how much it's using, or what. I'll keep an eye on that pallet just to make sure the factory hasn't glitched, and it should have made us a few pallets, but it's just not. But yeah, we'll get him working on these two fields. Not that there's a lot of weeds at the outsides, it's all in the middle, as you can see, just there. But yeah, let's jump into this Renault. Hopefully we've got some more lime kicking around. If not, I think we're going to have to nip to the store. Actually, I think we're going to have to nip to the store. I'm sure I used it all last time, but yeah. I'll have a quick run down there. We'll get it topped off, and then we'll come back up and get that grass field lime spread. Once that's lime spread, we'll move on into June. Right, so here we are at sell point. So it is June. We did move on a bit. We've got to move on the David Brown in a minute to carry on spraying. But we finally got our first pallet of fabric. We've got 1 pallet of mushrooms. We've got 4 pallets of wool, 8 pallets of lettuce, and 18 pallets of eggs. So let's find out what we can make in this bit of a sale. Oh, look at that. So that was just over 180,000, I believe. Doing the quick math. Yeah, somewhere around the £180,000 mark. So really not a bad day at the selling. So we'll head back to the yard now, and then we'll move the David Brown on. We'll double check to make sure we've got no other jobs to get cracking with. And if we haven't, we might move on to July, where I think the wheat will be ready to harvest. And then with our money, we might even invest in another field, but I don't think we'll have enough yet. So we'll have to play it cool for now and keep saving. As soon as the peas are done or stuff like that, we could potentially have the money, but I might buy the factory to do canning, so play it by ear and we'll see how we get on. Right, I'll move this back to the yard, I'll move the little 996 on, then I'll have a quick look at factories and just see what's out there, see if there's anything worth getting, and then we can work out a plan from there. So I've just been having a look through factories. We was a bit too late for the sunflowers. They're too far gone now to spray them. So we're all up to date with our spraying. So what we've got to do now is look to see if there's anything that's ready. So we can't do field 11 unfortunately, just because it's too far gone. We can see the growth of the wheat is very close. The grass is coming along. And it looks like the peas and the canola are also very close to being ready. So I've been having a look at some factories, and for the peas, for what we're going to get out of it, I don't think it's worth getting anything for the peas. But what I did find is there's an extended bakery, extended dairy I believe it's called, so we'll just have a quick nosy, where we could do quite a bit. So let's see if I can find it again. So it's not a normal dairy, it's an extended one, but it is a bit pricey, but I'm sure we can afford it soon enough. So extended grain, plant-based, sure it was somewhere around this region. Here it is, £180,000. Ah no, that's just a normal dairy. So there's a normal dairy there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again. I might have to have a look through, but there was like an extended dairy which did a bit more products, and we could have turned a few more things onto doing it with us. Soup, spinnery, preserves. So that's the preservative food one when I was on about, but it's £330,000 now. I just don't know if we would ever make any money out of doing it. So that's a normal dairy as well. So yeah, it must have been somewhere. Sure, I'll come across it again. But it did, you could do like strawberry milkshakes and stuff, which with the cow milk, we could turn the glass house into doing it. I think it might be a nice way to go. Plant-based, there it is, 245. So it does quite a bit, as you can see. We can put goat's milk in there, cow's milk, and we can make a lot of different products. It's fairly small as well, so it won't take up a lot of room. So that's what I'm planning on aiming for. And then we can get another glass house, making strawberries for it. And we could do quite a nice bit of different bits and bobs. So, I'm going to move on. And as soon as July comes, I'm hoping there's a bit of harvesting to do. Especially those peas, because we can sell those peas direct and buy the dairy and get that up and running. The wheat, obviously, will be going to our cows. Chickens even. So, by the looks of it, we have got peas are ready, canola's ready, grass is ready, and wheat's ready. So it's a big harvesting month. So we'll just nip down here, move the new eggs out of the trigger, and we'll get them sold very shortly. We'll see how the sheep are doing now on... They've still got plenty of food, so they're not to worry. How's this doing? Yeah, it's very slow, that. I mean, it did work. It's very slow, so it'd be possibly something we'll be looking to change in the future. For now, I reckon we need to jump into the combine. We'll probably start with... Actually, no, let's go start with the peas. The peas are going to make us the money. And we need to get enough money to buy that extended dairy so we can start getting some bits going. start making some money. So they're the soybeans. They won't be ready until about October sort of time. So we've got a long time to be waiting for them. But for now, let's get the pea harvester over to the field. Let's start getting those peas done. And then we can get those peas sold directly today. All we need to do really is make £10,000 to fund the dairy. And then we need to make another £19,000 to fund the new glass house. The canola and the sunflower. Now I do want to build an oil mill as well. Get some oil going, but I don't know if we'll be able to this month. What I have just realised though is I'm pretty sure we had some products what I needed to sell. Yes I do. So we need to get the corn sold as well and the soybeans sold today as well. So can't forget to be doing that. It's the last month for decent money, so if I can put this on a worker I will. If not, I'll get the lorry and I'll go sell them quickly now. That'll give us the money we need anyway, and then we can start doing our big harvest. So let me get this to the field. I'll see if I can get a worker to start it for me. If I can't, we'll go. We might fill up 10,000 litres, then go sell everything, and then we'll come back to it. So here we are, we've got 17,500 litres of corn on, and we've got 13,000 litres of soybeans. So let's have a look to see where's going to be best. So that is definitely worth a shot. So let's just have a look to see if the corn... And luckily for us, it's the same sell point for both. So I think this is the one at the top end down here. Yeah. So, not too far away. We'll head up there now and we'll get the soybeans sold, we'll get the corn sold, and then we'll possibly be able to buy the dairy, and then we'll come back, grab the other bit of the corn. There should be another compartment full, I would have thought, and then we can get that sold as well. And then that will be our change for possibly buying the glass house. Now we're well, I've started the pea harvest. Couldn't put it on a worker, so I've just started doing it myself. And we've got a 10,000 litre full tank already, so that's not going too badly. So we'll get the lorry over there once we've done all this carting, and once we've got that there, we'll crack on with that. Get this full, and then we will sell the peas directly, I believe, this month. There's no point of storing them. There's not a lot of difference. I mean, we probably could store them and wait, but probably in our best interest to just get them sold and get them gone. And there's our 2 wheat fields ready to be harvested this month as well. So July is a fairly busy month for us. We'll be doing quite a lot of harvesting, and we've got a bit of carting to do just to keep that bank account topped up. And once we've got the dairy, we'll be moving the milk into there, and maybe we might even get some buffaloes and do some buffalo milk as well for the dairy. But we'll buy the dairy and see what it can do and what products are best to put in it. So yeah, let's head over here and let's get this sold, and then we'll look into the dairy. So here we are, let's find out what the soybeans gets us. So there it goes, money's shooting up, that's what I like to see. So it should be a nice little bit of change off this. £73,000. Definitely worth doing those soybeans. And this time we've got even more soybeans. And this is the half of the corn. And we've got another half to bring up. I don't think it's as valuable, but it should still be worth quite a nice chunk of change. £39,000. So we've got to head back and get rest of the corn, but we can, I believe, afford to build the dairy. Now we want it somewhere easy like that, and then we're going to have to do a bit of smoothing because this field is very unlevel, shall we say. But yeah, let's get that smoothed out. It leaves us with £101,000, so really is not too bad. So get that all smoothed out. And that, we might have to build that tip point up again because it sometimes loses where you can tip. So there we go, there's one dairy built. Let's find out what we can do. So it's an extended dairy, so we can do buffalo milk bottled, buffalo mozzarella, butter, cheese, chocolate, garlic butter. That's quite a good one. We could use the glass house to make some garlic as well, and then we just need milk. That's quite a nice idea. We've got goat milk bottled, but we can't do goats on this map for some reason. Goat's cheese, milk bottled, strawberry milk bottled, whey powder, yogurt. So strawberry milk. Oh, we need sugar, and we've got no sugar. Can't do strawberry milk at the moment. That's just powdered milk, so we could just put the milk into the powdered. Yogurt is sugar again, so quite a few options for us, but we'll have to just keep an eye on what we can do, what we've got and what we can do. So we could do some sugar beet and do some sugar if we wanted to, but we would need a sugar mill, so that's probably not for now, probably a bit later down the line. So I'm just going to run back over to the farmyard, pick up the rest of the corn, come and get that sold, and then yeah, we'll carry on harvesting, and then we'll get some milk down to the dairy and we can get some products being made, and we'll find out what's worth the most money. We could even do garlic butter if it's worth some good money. But yeah, let's go get the rest of the corn, get that sold, go pick the peas up and get them sold. So here we are, here is the last bit of the corn being sold. Another £37,000 takes us back up to 137,000. So yeah, it's nice that we've got the dairy now, so it's another thing we can be making in the background. But we're going to head over to the peas field, and we are going to pick up the peas that are there in the harvester waiting for us. And then we can carry on with our pea harvest. There's two fields, and obviously we're not really that far into the first one, so looks like we might get a good few thousand litres off the old pea fields, which is nice. It'll make us some excellent profit. We'll go back this way, we'll nip on to the pea field, get it emptied, and we'll carry on. Right, that's the first field of peas all done. So we've got 20,000 litres off that field. So we'll get this front bit filled up, then we'll get the next compartment filled up, and then that means we can start the next pea field and hopefully get a nice full trailer. I think we'll just get over a trailer. That's a surprisingly big field. But yeah, let's get this all tipped into here. And that should be the front trailer all full, and we'll get the back bit filled up. Perfecto. So I think we're going to leave it there today, guys, and then next time we can carry on with our pea harvest. We'll also have the canola to bring in and the wheat to bring in, so it'll be a busy next episode. But we've done quite a lot today. We've bought the bakery finally. Well, I say finally, it was a new decision. We've got the bakery now. We're going to be making lots of products once we get time to move some milk into there. Now, like I say, we might be planting some sugar beet this year and then making some sugar out of a nice sugar mill. And then we can make strawberry milk and garlic. We could get a glass house and make garlic butter as well. So there's plenty of ways we can go about it, and I might even think about getting some buffalo. But yeah, we'll leave it there today, guys, and we'll see you next time. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions, please leave them below. And if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, you'll get a notification of the next video and the big harvest. I'll see you there.